It speaks for itself. Let's go. Come on, everyone, pile in. There's more seats up front. Let's go. Oh, no. Wait, don't do that. Okay, there we go. I had this article I was holding on my tablet, and I almost changed it. Often imitated, no, but duplicated, nah. That fool with no hair, that shouts like Ric Flair. Woo! What? Woo! The R8RBEAR! R8RBEAR! Alexa, hush. Tradish. R8RBEAR Live. First comment. Woo. MVP tonight goes to the heavyweight champion of YouTube, Jim Vanderlyn. And his new slogan, this is my lawn, stay the hell off of it. Second place, that silver medalist. And as you know, I often refer to him as that moji-making son of a gun, Mark Vargas. The gold and the silver have just been on lockdown since I got it on YouTube. Someone eventually will take the title from one of these guys, but right now they've kind of got it on lockdown. Third place, bronze, Ramiro Cashflow Castro. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show, though. There he is. All right, and then also on my Facebook, switching there. One of my more recognizable ones. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know who it is. Dustin King, the heavyweight champion of Facebook. And, you know, it's been interesting. He's come in, and, you know, he's like the Larry Holmes of, you know, my metal round. He's good, but he kind of snuck in between legends, and, you know, no way to know how it would have been. Second place by silver medal, Lucky Pace. You got to meet Lucky in person. He's like Barry Manilow kind of vibe. It's cool. Third place, my bronze medal goes to, and you guys know I love it when a Raiderette slides into the sausage fest. That is my medal round, because there's way too many dudes far too often. Well, tonight, Tony Carpenter Evans. Girl, what's up? Permission to come aboard. You know, sometimes, you know, they have your jets, you know, out on a battleship. And so that would be coming aboard the battleship to then have you, you know, go total Tom Cruise badass on us and take one of us up in your jet, me, and whoever it might be, me. You would be able to pick from many people, me, and I will organize the thing, me, and you would just have to pick someone, me, to be in the back seat with you when you, me, go up in the jet, me. Anna Diaz Rincon, my first subscriber ever. Hi, love. Welcome to the show. Troy Gill, what's up, man? Welcome. Greg Lloyd, always in the house. Corinna Trujillo, mwah, welcome to the show. And remember, consider a subscription to R8RBEAR family page. It's just $5 a month, and you can cancel anytime, but you won't want to, because if you've ever really wanted to give to charity and you wanted it to really count, because we send it all over the place. It's hard for me to explain, and I'm bad at doing it, but... But what we do is we ended up giving out a lot of money to a lot of different charities, and it ends up making up a lot of stuff. And we've been doing some real good the last couple years, and so it just feels good. Anyway, and then if you would politely please on YouTube tickle that little bell and say, I love the Raider Bear, please. I got funky mouse bumped. I'm sorry, I got mouse bumped. I got mouse bumped. I bought this mouse and it's got like 72 buttons on it. It's like its own little battleship, and sometimes I push the wrong button and suddenly it's bang and I'm off. I'm somewhere else doing something else, and I didn't really want to do that. All right, so why can the Las Vegas Raiders get into trouble if they do advertising while they should be playing the Rams, right? When they go to the Rams game or any other game like it. For example, if the Niners won the schedule, which I don't think they are, but regardless, here's what we're getting at. The only restrictions that are on the Raiders are ones that make sense. For example, every once in a while we have like a hurricane, and that would destroy a stadium. Okay, like what happened to the city in New Orleans, and then they used the stadium, to help people. But anyway, the point is, you can't have a team come into another team's, ticket sales, jersey sales, and all that stuff, lobby or whatever the case, however you want to see it, their image store, and they make money on your ground. You know what I mean? It's just not cool. If we decided to share our stadium for one season with the Panthers, they now can't go all around Vegas and say, hey, buy into the Panthers. No. You see what I mean? And so essentially they're just holding the Raiders' feet to that same understanding. They can't go into LA territory and suddenly start saying, we're the Raiders and, we're back and blah, blah, blah. No. I don't know that I don't know. Sorry, I lost one of my notes there. I don't know if it just felt petty. You know what I mean? I don't know. But when you think about it, would we want someone doing it in Vegas, like I was saying? No, they wouldn't. So, all right, so moving on from that. So the quarterback battle is back in the conversation. And to be quite honest with you, it's in the conversation because people don't think we have a quarterback because we were trying to get one. Now, first, and I would argue this, even if we had got even if we were able to have claimed one of the young quarterbacks, they wouldn't be playing. You see what I mean? So this season, no matter what's going to happen, it wouldn't involve the rookie. You know what I mean? Now, is it possible? Of course. You know what I mean? Maybe it was Michael Penix and he comes into camp and slings the rock all over the place and takes the job. You know what I mean? But in this instance with us, and the fact that Aiden O'Connell is not a joke, he can play. Now, Gardner Minshew, he's already looked at as a journeyman guy. You know what I mean? He's just looked at as a guy that travels throughout the league and looks for the number 2 job, or will play the number 1 job until you get the number 1 guy. You know what I mean? He's Andy Dalton. You know what I mean? And I don't understand why people typecast him like that. Now, maybe it's because he doesn't have stamina. Maybe he can't go a whole game. Maybe, they think that he's just too small, as far as his height and so on and so on. I don't know. But he's already really looked at as a journeyman quarterback. And even in our instance, it's more the discussion about him is where he'll be next. So I don't know. I find that to be weird. I think he's pretty darn good. Now, Aiden O'Connell's gonna win the job, but here's the catch that you're hearing coming out of camp from other players, and that is just basically if Gardner Minshew outplays him in camp and in the preseason, he's gonna get the job. And I don't have a problem with that. I'm just very clear. I'm rooting for Aiden O'Connell. I want Aiden O'Connell to win the job. I was on him right when we drafted him. I was making it very clear. All the scouts were saying that guy was a dark horse. So hopefully that pans out. I don't love that the battle's still open. I feel like Aiden O'Connell would have pulled away by now, but we'll see. Now, more importantly, on top of that, we have the Tom Brady conspiracy still out there. For example, if Tom Brady, all he's doing is securing his bank and all that kind of stuff, why has he disappeared? Why is it going so quiet? Why is there nothing going on with him? There's no talk from him on Twitter, X, whatever. This leans into the conspiracy theory that right now he's somewhere every morning getting up and working at a Gold's Gym that that he paid to have closed just for him so he can work out and no one catch him trying to get ready to lead the Raiders. I just keep waiting for the music to start. You know, remember the clown music? No, we're the Raiders. Knock it off. Just announced that he's staying retired already, but I haven't heard one person say it since we brought in Luke Getsy, and suddenly we needed a 2 tight end offense, which is exactly what that clown ran back then. Minority owner, my foot. Karina Trujillo and Dustin King. Appreciate the love and the stars. Just sell Modelo. That's advertising enough. Go Raiders. LA will always belong to the Raiders. Well, you know, honestly, no one was even arguing that, and the people in the people in the article, what they were trying to argue, Jim, was that because of that, you see what I'm saying? They're not trying to dispute whether the Las Vegas / LA Raiders have that town. They're agreeing to that. So what they're saying is the rule is in place as a result of that, because we can't have another team come onto what is now our ground and flex their muscles on what is still their fan base, you know. But you can't do that. It's already humiliating enough that everyone else knows. You can't have the Rams then get their face dug into the mud, you know, over advertising that they see go to the Raiders. You know what I mean? Bear, with Gallup retiring, what do you think about Third and Renfro back? Tony, I don't like it. I want them to keep going on and upward. I think part of the reason why the slot and Renfro's job were expendable was because of Trey Tucker. Trey Tucker came back from the offseason with greater footwork, stronger, and he ran a faster time than he was running last year, which is unheard of, because if you blink your eyes, he disappears because he's that fast. He switches the light off and he's in bed before the light goes out. Karina Trujillo! Appreciate the love and the stars. John Leon. He said facts. Let me see. He has a new hit, Mama at the Bunny Ranch. I'm on Uncle Rico has way more magic in his off-script arsenal. Lucky, there's a very good chance he outplays AOC. So I want to make it clear. I already said I love AOC. I think he's the truth. But could Gardner Minshew outplay him? Absolutely. And I'm somewhat worried about it because I think that it could happen. You know, Gardner Minshew is what he is, and he's more comfortable in his skin. He knows what he is. He knows that the league sees him as a journeyman, but he also knows that his only chance to become a 1 is to hit a little winning streak, win the job, and then win out. You know what I mean? Now, if he can do that and show he can really run the team and really make the points go up on the board, he's going to win the job. Now, I'm surprised by that. I'll be honest with you. I really felt like AOC was kind of like the write-in name. At least that's how I felt Antonio. At least that's how I felt like Antonio Pierce was doing for us. You know, he was saying Antonio is the incumbent. You know what I mean? It will be up to Gardner Minshew to outplay him. So for them to be whispering about that already surprises me. Rude Boy Raider, what's up? 305 in the house. Tom will never be a Raider, just like McDummy. Mark Davis needs to cut sling load on that guy already. The King with a nice shot there. Okay, let me see here. Who was that? Oh, hi, Doc Raider. R8RBEAR, I might use my fan card, but I will not watch a game with Brady in a Raider uniform. I think there's many Raider fans that will say that. Super excited that the Raiders news is back on Fox 5. Yes, they picked up on I don't think they were on this early last year. I don't think. But we'll see. I don't know. I love when my birthday comes around because it's training camp time. Football is back. Armando Medrano. Love the profile picture, bro. She's beautiful. Now, moving forward, 18-game schedule, 18-game season. Is it real, and does it happen this year? First, does it happen this year? No. So let's just put that to bed. It's being discussed this year in preparation for next year. 2, why do they add an extra game on the season, Bear? I mean, they're making $1 bajillion. They have a global ATM going right now. And why are they adding another game? Well, because, guys, and it's a saying that I've lived by for a long time, and people that have this kind of wealth, they live by it too, and it's very simple. When you're in a business, your business is either growing or it's dying. There ain't no in between. It might be dying real slow or it might be dying real fast, but there is no in between. You're either growing or you're dying. Well, the NFL was just kind of coasting, I would say, these last like 4 or 5 years. They're making billions of dollars. But when you're a business that's at their level, you have to continue to do that. You have to continue to raise the bar. Because the moment you're not raising the bar, someone will come behind you with competition and raise it for you. And then suddenly now you're in a battle to see who's going to get everybody's weekend attention. XFL or whatever they're calling it now. The other independent football league that The Rock's working with. I think there's a high probability that Minshew starts over AOC. I'm not ready to go to high probability because they are being honest. They are being fair. Both guys are playing well in camp. But remember, in what was it? It was in Aiden O'Connell's last 4 games last year. In 4 games, his last 4 games, he threw 8 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I'm just saying, and I'm not disagreeing with people who say he can't move out of the pocket. He's not a mobile quarterback. I'm not arguing with that. But what I'm arguing is, though, is that he has that leader quality where he'll stand in the middle of the fight with his guys on the offensive line, his running backs, his wide receivers. He will stand in there, let a play develop, and let the rock go. And if it's not there, then throw it out of bounds or, stop the clock, kind of bounce it on the ground as an incompletion, that kind of thing. But he'll know to do that. Oh, got to get the pinky out from my guy an ocean away from here. Kenny Blair! Kenny, the British Bear Blair? I don't know. I like it. I'm just saying. I like it. Whoops. Okay, there we go. Mr. Raider Bear, Mommy said that I am too young to know why everybody hates Brady. But if Grampy does, and if Uncle Jim does, I do too. And Uncle Bear does. Okay? And Tommy, I can give you the basic reason that I think your parents and everybody there would be okay with. What they don't feel like they can explain to you is that he did stuff that made it seem like he cheated. Yeah, and you got, the younger you are, the more you hear the word cheating, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, no, you can't cheat. You know what I mean? You play games with your friends, you can't cheat. What's up, Bear? Gallup retired retired before training camp, a hopeful, solid number 3. Eric Jett, he wanted an opportunity with one more team rather than to retire, and it just didn't work out. It just didn't work out. From what I understand, he was feeling pain again, and whatever injury he was working on, it was a problem. So, ESPN ranked us 32nd, dead last for the next 3 years. I was shocked and pissed because we do have the talent on the team. With us not having a franchise quarterback really hurting our chances to making a playoffs. Well, Tanya Carpenter Evans, first, I would say this. They're always going to do us dirty because until we take their respect, they're not going to give it. For example, they never said anything about Max, but then Max started putting up numbers where you could not ignore him anymore. And now everyone in the league agrees, whoa, putting foots in him, that universally, that dude is one of the best. Now, we're going to get that with Brock, and hopefully we're going to get that with some of our offensive linemen if they can stay off the physically unable to play list. Raging Raider Rhino, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Vernon Moshman, what's up? Bear, Jets just announced Rodgers is all in like Biden messing with him. Rodgers is a headache and a half. And it's funny, he's a headache because we all see him in the news. So it's like he doesn't just aggravate the team he's on anymore. He aggravates all of us, too, that have to listen to his nonsense. Put foots in him. You spoiled brat. You egotistical moron. The mental midget has to go on camp safari or his whatever hydroponics or whatever drugs he's taking, which he brags about, by the way, because he's a role model, but he has no responsibility if any kids do ayahuasca. But if he does it, it's pretty cool, man. And I can't make it to practice, okay, bro? No. Look, I'm going to say something that's going to sound nuts to you guys, but I'm being deathly honest. Ready? If I'm the Jets, I figure out what we owe him right now in guaranteed money, and I cut him. I'm dead serious. I would rather have a year where I lose with a young quarterback that's on my roster, with us just trying to develop the team, than have to kiss the butt of that moron for half a second. Putting butts in them. Putts? Can you tell I don't like that guy? I do not like that guy. I have nothing for that guy. No, Raging Raider Rhino, stop doing that. He is not going to be the quarterback. Although everything that's a part of the conspiracy is rolling right along. You notice they keep giving us reports about the quarterbacks. Oh, Gardner Minshew and AOC, they're just neck and neck. We don't really have anyone standing out from the fray. But oh, look up there in the box seats. There's someone tall and handsome, looking like a plastic Ken doll. And he's coming down like Willis Reed. Woo! To take the Raiders into his bosom and throw touchdowns to our two tight end set. No! Yeah, JPJ and Colton Miller both on the injured list, and it's not looking good. Where we all had these high, expectations. But there is one gleam of hope, and it's this. DJ Glaze is doing really, really well at camp. And that's the offensive lineman we brought in from Maryland. And he is a traditional left tackle. So if Colton Miller does need more time and does need to stay on that PUP list, I'm starting not to feel quite so worried about it. Obviously you're always worried, one, when you have any sort of drama going around your left tackle, it's usually not good. You know what I mean? And so with it looking like he may miss some time to even start the season in Colton Miller, DJ Glaze to me has me excited. And then, of course, we know what's happening with Thayer Munford on right tackle. He's playing great. Really taking command of the position. So we still have a lot of guys that we have to look at from the offensive line in our depth on our roster. So we may have to look at one of them potentially backing up at left tackle if we have to shift the chairs on the Titanic. Bear, I think it might come down to which quarterback has the better connection with the receivers. Well, the attitude is who can move the ball downfield. That's the real question. Which quarterback can move the ball downfield? Lots of guys can come on and throw little passes here and there, run the running game, throw some play action, so on and so forth. We need to activate Davante Adams. Does anyone really feel like we're really taking as much as we can out of advantage of having Davante Adams on this team? Because I don't, and I know you don't. I'm just asking the question out loud. But we are not getting as much out of Davante Adams as I know some other teams would. And that kind of pisses me off. Because I don't understand why we're not focusing the offense. Not to say we're not trying to get him the ball. I just mean, why isn't there a play for him every third play? I'm dead serious. Running play, throw to the tight end, Devontae Adams. Bubble screen to the left side, run to the right, Devontae Adams, third play. Just third or fourth. Yeah, it's a little bit greedy saying every third play. So maybe every fourth or fifth play. Somewhere in there, he would have to make a presence on the game. Oh, forgive me if I'm wrong, but R8RBEAR, I believe I heard you in a few videos say that AOC is like Captain America because even though he may not be the strongest or the most powerful, he gets the job done. That's exactly right, Scotty Lutz, and I appreciate that. And I don't like to make that analogy too much because then it seems like I'm trying to burn it in everyone's head. But yes, when I watched the tape of him at Purdue, there were a couple plays where he was under pressure from both sides. He had someone coming up the middle. It looked like a for sure sack. And instead of getting the jitters, you just saw him move his head around like he was timing their approach. And they're getting closer. Okay, they're getting closer. Getting closer. Okay, now. You know what I mean? And he acts like it's a bomb that's getting ready to go off. And he is unafraid to wait until 3, 2, 1, throw, boom, you know what I mean? And he gets hit. Or the pocket finally collapses. He's that kind of quarterback. And because of the body he has, and I found a better way to describe his body, he's stout. He's one of those guys that can easily hold weight, carry weight, and not look like he weighs as much as he actually does. And whereas Gardner Minshew actually outweighs him a little bit because he's muscle bound. Gardner Minshew got them muscles, especially his legs. His legs are huge. Don't understand the hate from the experts. 6.5 over under for wins this year. They will be at least 4-2 in the division. You telling me they can't win 6 out of the remaining 10 playoffs this year, baby? Terry Dahl, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Beautiful picture there of your family. Now, I got to tell you, brother, you know as well as I mean, you know it right when you said it. They're never going to show us respect until we take it. That's just what it is, you know. And my analogy I made a moment ago, Mad Max, you know, he took it. You know, Max went out and said, I'm the best. Now you guys have to say it because I'm playing that well. And we have to catch up with him. You know what I mean? We need the rest of the team to play with the veracity and the desire and the commitment of our defensive end. And I mean, I don't know another way to say it. You know what I mean? It's just, he's one of those guys that's motor has another gear. And I don't mind if not everybody has another gear. I don't mind that. But if they don't, either you got to contribute on a play or come in and out, whatever the case may be. But you got to try and emulate that because he's trying to carry us. Miss Corinna and Uncle Bear, I like that. Let's see. The sports books are going to lose an awful lot of money. Get your bets in before the preseason starts, right? And they start to see what we can do. Bear, doesn't anyone remember how gun-shy Brady looked his last season in Tampa when it came to taking a hit? He lost his heart, and that happens when you get his age, but he simply can't play. Well, Jim, everything you just said is correct, but the problem is you forgot to add the player. It's the retiring player that doesn't know how to see it. He still sees young Brady throwing touchdowns. He doesn't see the guy we saw with the Buccaneers. Ducking and, you know, clutching and backpedaling, trying not to get hit. Throwing on one leg, leaning backwards like lawn furniture. But no, he's forgotten that. You know what I mean? He just feels a lot better. He doesn't have all the bumps and bruises. He doesn't have the soreness. Gotten a few massages, been in the hot tub, and he's like, damn, you know, I'm feeling kind of good. I bet I could go out there right now and throw 4 touchdowns. And in truth, he probably could. You know, if you needed him for one game, you know, but retired guys, once they retire, their body starts to shift. It starts to shift down. Not in a bad way. It's just that it's not going to be mentally built to take that stuff anymore. And just ask any football player. They'll tell you that when they play football and they're getting up for football, all those hits and all that stuff, they know how to deflect. They know how to bounce. They know how to turn the right way. When you quit and you get comfortable and you relax and then you want to try to come back, it's not that it's never been done, but it's usually not done because your body has just decided, hey, we're done. You know, don't try to put me out there in that again. Stephen Marchand, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Armando, thanks, Bear. That's one of my daughters. She's getting ready to give birth to her husband's first child and my first grand. Wow. Right on. One time. Whoops. One time for the baby. R8RBEAR! Congratulations, brother. That's dope. I appreciate you sharing. Yeah, DJ Glaze, 6'4", 328 pounds. Mark Vargas, he's doing incredibly well in camp. He's already kind of passed a couple people where now instead of being at the bottom of the net left tackle list, he's like second or third. And you can only see it getting better. He's a young man. He's just going to get smarter. If he's playing this well now, what's he going to do in 2 years? Okay. And then we need to get back to the stadium question, too. Do you, Bear, think that the starters are going to play in the preseason? Well, I think that they'll let's see. I think that they'll get to start, but they'll only throw so many plays and then they'll pull them out of there. You have to remember, Troy, there's a lot of guys in the preseason that are like you and me, where we know we're not going to be in the NFL, but for that given moment, we played in college, we're in good shape right now, and you and I are both friends. We went to Delaware University, you know what I mean? So now we're going to run out on the field and try to deflect balls and maybe try to get a sack, because we think if we really, really work hard and if we really, really make a play, maybe we will get a job, which will never happen. 90% of people in the preseason are just guys that are going to be working at Home Depot shortly after the game. I worked at Home Depot for a few years, by the way, so don't feel like that's me making fun of Home Depot. I like Home Depot. So, anyway, with that being said, they'll get time. It's just going to be very little time, and it's only going to go down. And then usually the third preseason game is what the NFL themselves call the dress rehearsal preseason game. And it just basically means that that's the game where you really bring in the starters, you run plays, you want to see their timing, etc., but then you pull them out. Sometimes they'll get a whole drive where they'll call like 7 or 8 plays, and that's it. Usually you're off the field after that. You just don't want to risk guys getting hurt in games playing against guys that, you know, are going to be working at grocery stores afterward, and they're trying to win a job and they hurt someone because they're excited. Bear, I agree with what you said. Brady might think he can still play, but AP is a former player and knows everything you just said, and he knows that Brady can't handle the game. Now, Jim, bear with me? No, it's not that funny. I'm just sort of playing it that way. Okay, so the thing is that with AP, he's a rookie head coach. Mark Davis wants Tom. Mark Davis was chasing Tom for like 3-4 years. Then he finally got his Tom. So now he would like nothing more than his Tom to walk down from the stairwell and go win him a ring. Daryl LaMonica style. You know, we had the oldest quarterback in the league for a while, Daryl LaMonica. And then, you know, it would do everything for ratings, and it would get us a ring, and then they'd want him to go one more year, and I hate it. I hate that it even looks like it's possible, but it looks like it's possible. You've put in an offense that's almost identical to what he ran. You've got 2 quarterbacks in front of him that are both struggling with a new offense that guy up in the box knows really, really well. I'm sorry. He does, though. Okay, if Mark Davis still wants Tom, then he is showing what we all know. He's an idiot. Yeah, I can't argue with that. Hope we get to see a lot of Dylan Laube in the preseason. Armando, I don't know if you will. Daryl Laube has made such an impression on the coaching staff. They've already had him in first team snaps on certain plays. Now, not every down like he's a starter, but because that's Zamir White. But when you mix and match the running back on certain plays, they're already putting him in first team snaps at practice. Dylan Laube. Just remember, I gave you that name, okay? He's going to be a star. Dylan Laube. No doubty Dylan Laube. I like that. But it's going to be good. He makes plays. The guy's incredible. I can't wait to see it. All right, so the battle in the secondary, that's really the one that most of us are worried about. You know, we know we might have a little bit of help in our linebacker acquisition from Ohio State, Tommy Eichenberg. Tommy Eichenberg was also my linebacker of choice from Ohio. Wanted that bad. We got him. Awesome. Now, already showing flashes in camp, pushing Luke Masterson, who, by the way, Luke Masterson, the linebacker we've had for the last few years, he's showing up. He's showing up. I mean, see, to me, I love it when a guy's been on the roster for a little while and then he really actually gets better and then actually earns his way on the field. We may see this with Luke Masterson. You know what I mean? He was already a nice two-way linebacker. He can run with offensive players because he's not so bulky and big that he can't run. Built in that safety kind of position. Like he's strong, but he's not so big that he can't still keep his speed. And so he's good in coverage. He's good to bring guys down. I like his game. We may see more of him this year. And if not, it's going to be him and Eichenberg just switching back and forth. Nat Frank, I can only hope so, okay? I can only hope so. Just let him stay in the home. Get him a good board game or two, and leave him there. Bear, did you see the Michael Gallup retired? Tanamoku, I did. You have to remember, we were paying the guy literally nothing. You know what I mean? By NFL equivalent, we were giving him lunch money, and it was just to let him see if he still had it, and he just didn't. From what I understand, it's nagging stuff and stuff in his personal life, and the guy just had a problem. And when Dallas lets go of you, you know you have a problem. Because I'll give Dallas credit in this one way, and I do mean one, because I can't stand their ownership. I can't stand their staff. I can't stand their players. On and on and on. The cheerleaders are overrated every year. That was a below-the-belt shot, but true. But Michael Gallup, when they release players that have been with them for a while that really are cowboys, you'd be surprised. I mean, look at Ezekiel Elliott. The guy goes to the Patriots for 2 seasons, has, an okay time there. Not a very good start, but an okay finish. And then as soon as he becomes a free agent, he goes to Daddy Jones and says, "Can I be a cowboy again, Sir Daddy Jones?" And he brought him in, hairy monkey. Jim gets off Dustin's front lawn and come back to the tube. Yeah, right. Mr. R8RBEAR, Mommy just showed me a video of the tuck role play. Calling that a fumble is a word I'm not allowed to say. All right. Herman Gonzalez, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Always there for R8RBEAR. I don't mind that you're late, bro. But have you subscribed to R8RBEAR Live? And have you tickled that little bell button on YouTube? I need you to go do that with YouTube. You know you want me to do it one more time. I know you do. I know you do. Raider Ryan, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Oh, yeah, custom made. That's what I think of Antonio Brown, okay? Okay? Them apples. Appreciate the love. So we go get a wide receiver from the Niners in trade. The Ayuk thing is obviously still on the table, and Brandon Ayuk is smart. He went into camp because he doesn't want to start getting fined. And I don't care if you are rich. I don't want to give the franchise in the NFL a nickel more than I have to in taxes. You know what I mean? Outside of that, I'm not hearing that. You know what I mean? And so I completely agree with Ayuk. I would not have stayed out. I would have went back to campus for practice. Now, to be honest with you, I mean, there's wide receivers all over the league. There's guys in free agency. I mean, there's wide receivers everywhere. Gallup, it wasn't like we were scraping the bottom of the bowl with Gallup. There's guys out there. Now, would I like Ayuk? Yes. But if we lose one wide receiver, and we all felt like our wide receiver room had depth, losing one guy doesn't get rid of that depth. I mean, I love what Wilkerson's doing. I love what Meyer's doing. I think they're both going to be good. I haven't heard as much about Wilkerson. I haven't heard as much. I thought they were kind of critical of him. They said that in camp they were expecting a little bit more, but we will see. But I think he'll show up. I think he'll play well for us. Any possible scenario where we give Renfro a second look after the Gallup retirement? Anthony Zirkle, with the Gallup retirement and with Josh McDaniels being gone now, I would say it's a possibility. But I'd have to tell you, though, we have to remember their feelings, not just Raider Nation's feelings. We might love Hunter Renfro, but he may not love the Raiders right now. You know, he may have, when he was here, he may have had his loyalty and all, but the idea that he might have it now after how things went down with his contract, I don't know. That's a tough call. Not to mention Troy Gill, the trade with the Niners to try to get Ayuk. We'd have to pay pretty high. We'd have to pay pretty high. Now, yeah, we could hold out and say we know he wants to leave, so we're not going to let you fleece us. But then it becomes a negotiation battle with other teams that might allow themselves to get fleeced, and then they get him. So that's why oftentimes if you go into any negotiations and they ask for too much, if you're already in the negotiation, you just might as well pay it, get the guy, and get out of there. Especially if you really think he can play. I just don't think we're desperate. I would hold. I would hold, and I would wait a little bit longer. Any possible scenario? Yeah, I read that. Bam. John, it's easier to comment on Facebook. I can dictate on my phone. So we go get the Niners. Yes. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yep, I saw that. Okay, good. Armand was apologizing like the gentleman that he is. Okay, no, we're good. Okay, so in the secondary, the biggest problem we're having right now, well, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. You guys are probably not going to like it, but I don't have a problem with it. Brandon Faison is starting to look like he's going to win that opposite of Jones side of the field defensive backs position because he's outplaying everyone else. Brandon Faison looks great in camp. Now, he's an older, guy, and he's a big guy. He's still got his speed, but he's had a propensity, big words, the bear. He's had a propensity of late of, how should I say this, getting hurt. And so what I can only offer is that if we're going to be playing in a 3-4 that flexes into a nickel, that allows for a bubble screen kind of net, a bubble screen, excuse me, that was stupid, like a prevent defense. So it always looks like something like this, but then it backs and widens out and becomes sort of a bubble and keeps everything in front of us. If we're going to play a 3-4 nickel like that, which has 4 down linemen to create pressure, now you don't have to blitz, but you got to be ready because the ball's going to come out fast in a lot of instances. And Brandon Faison, that's his game. That short 5 to 10 window box, if the ball comes out there, he's playing for interceptions. And so is Jones. Whereas if it gets beyond 10 yards and now he has to run while the guy's doing all his jitter and jet, no, that's not good for us. Even if he has to do it, he can do it, but then he'll get hurt as a result of doing it. So I hope they work that out. But I'm still hearing that Jacorian Bennett, is even in practice, there's still a little bit of inability to show that he can consistently read and react to wide receivers' route changes. Because when they make route changes on him, he's lost. He doesn't know when he's supposed to stay with them or when he's supposed to release them into coverage, and just, I don't know, man. I'm worried about Jacorian Bennett. And I don't want to be too rough, only because they are saying he's gotten better in this offseason going into this new 2024. He has gotten better, but, the guy that's playing the better football in camp is Brandon Faison. And I endorse that just because, I love that guy. He's a bigger defensive back. I like bigger defensive backs. Now, don't forget, we also brought in that kid, Jalen Guyton. He'll probably be able to make the team. I'm guessing he makes the team. And don't listen to any of the hype about this 18-game season that's coming up next year. And they're going to say the players' union is against it and all this other stuff. And they may well be against it, but they're not going to stop it. And any idea that they will is just not being honest with people. There's going to be 18 games next year. There's no doubt about it. And the real reason is because when you have the stadiums are only so big. You know what I mean? SoFi and any other stadium, they're only so big. Once you sell them out, you've capped. You see? And they're trying to not do that. They don't want to cap. So what they're going to do is the stadiums in the future will be built more like what we see in Vegas and in Dallas. Now, Mark Davis just did this, by luck. It was more luck for Mark Davis. He doesn't understand real estate and business commerce. So he went to a place that already had businesses and business commerce and just plotted us right in the center of it. See, that's what the NFL wants all the other stadiums to do from here on out. When there's a new stadium built by a team, he wants it to be a Disneyland atmosphere where you go there, you spend a few days, you eat dinner, take pictures, go to the Haunted Mansion, and then go to the Raider game or the Cardinal game or whatever the case may be. So these new stadiums that are coming in the future have to mimic what they're doing in Dallas right now, because Dallas is getting another one. They've been building it semi-secretly. But if you go online, you can see the pictures. And it's massive, and it's going to have all these town, businesses and companies all around it for food and clothes and just everything. They're going to have e-bikes, so you can get on the e-bike and go all around the stadium outside and all the stores interior and then park it, and it's like $20. So, should be cool. Steve Sweet, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Herman Gonzalez said, do you think the Raiders will try and get Aiyuk? I don't. No. That was a terrible joke. Okay. They have the money, though. That's the thing. With $34 million in cap space, they have the money. So they could get him, rework his contract, give him the bump up, and we'd still have a ton of cash. So it almost makes sense, but I don't think you don't want to put the money in the cash, put everything into the team to sell out for a Super Bowl or the playoffs in both, unless you're sure about quarterback. And we're not. And so if I was the owner and Antonio came to me and said, Bear, I need this. I need more money so I can get more wide receivers. No, you're going to make do with what you got. Because the wide receivers you have are good. We got to hold on to that $34 million in case another good quarterback comes up, or I might have to pay Thomas Bartholomew Brady. No. 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 Bear, adding to what you were just saying, a defensive line is going to make our defensive backs better. Yeah, because the defensive line is going to close faster and make the quarterback make decisions faster, they make mistakes. And so the idea is our front four is going to get there. So, Max Crosby, and then it would be either John Jenkins or Adam Butler. Okay, that would be your two. Then Christian Wilkins. Then either Kuntz or Tyree Wilson. Trying to fight for those two spots. And that's with depth. We got guys that Adam Butler, that could justify being out there on the line. Kuntz can justify being out there on the line. And we can just switch and interchange them so that they keep their gas and don't get winded. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a good year. It's going to be a really good year. And as long as they get pressure on quarterbacks, we'll get balls in the backfield. Sorry, Bear, I missed your show on Saturday night, and I was at family reunion. That's all right, Troy. Appreciate that. Rick Samurano, there he is, my good friend. Oh, the agent wants too much. Okay. R8RBEAR, Bear, the good news is I'll be getting out of the boot on my right ankle on Friday, and the bad news is I will then be able to drive. I have to go to D.C. now. Oh, no. And what has been going on down there, that is the last place I want to go to. Yeah, I know. It's so busy right now with all the rallies and the crazy political stuff. Yeah, Rick, the defense is going to be awesome. And I would say this. I think that there's going to be at least 3 games that the defense wins for us. There'll be at least 3 games the defense wins for us. I'm sure of that. I really do believe that. I think that Antonio Pierce will count for probably 2 games. You know what I mean? Probably 2 games. So that's why the low estimate by the league and the league's estimate of us winning 6.5 games. I just, guys, just let them believe that. You know what I mean? Just let them believe that. That's fine with me. I just know that they say if you have two quarterbacks, you have one, you have none. Well, I like what's happening with our two quarterbacks. I like the idea of either of them being the number two, and I think that we can win with either guy as the one. Bear, McAllister is going to be great. Well, we shall see. We shall see. Forget Michael Gallup, piece of work. Yeah, David, he wanted to give it a try. We gave him a shot. It didn't work out. Great profile picture, brother. I'm excited. We're in training camp. Once full pads, you know the rules. Champ, right? Which one player are you most excited to see this season? I am the most excited to watch Dylan Laube. I think Dylan Laube is going to be a glue guy for our drives, where every drive he's going to have some sort of effect on the play, where he gets a 15-yard catch and run, gets us a first down, runs for one that gets us 3 yards and a first down. Dylan Laube, to me, is going to be really nice. Really nice. I don't know what we're going to give him as a nickname, but we're going to need to give him one because the guy's going to put up yards and he's going to be nice. Now, at first, it's going to start slow because they got to see that he can do it at the pro level. But once they see he can do it at the pro level, that jet's going to take off because I'm telling you, he's nice. Oh, my twin brother's in the house. Bet the Raiders over 6 wins, make some money, right? Guys, and if you would, remember, on YouTube, please click and like the show if you're enjoying yourself and I entertained you and gave you information you may not have had. And consider a subscription to Raider Bear family page on YouTube, on Facebook. If you look right down there next to the thumbs up, there's a green badge. And if you click on that, you're on your way to subscribe to Raider Bear Live. All right, where we go. Where were we? Craig Gilmore, what's up? The O-line will take a huge step forward. Craig Gilmore, I happen to agree with that a lot. I think that the reason why this team will surprise so many other of the analysts who think we're only going to win 6 games, I think the reason we're going to surprise them is going to be because of what the offense and defensive lines do. And I'm saying that with the fact that Colton Miller, may not start the season with us. And I'm saying that with JPJ, Jackson Powers Johnson, maybe not, being ready to start the season either. What's up, Poochie Poochies? There's Daddy's Poochies. Huh? What are we doing? Big boy. Rick Samarano said, I agree on Dylan Laube. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a show. And now, without further ado, I would like to introduce to you that woman that needs no introduction, but has one of the best in the business. That red-headed lady of rage. Woo! The Mama Bear! Nicely done, Mama Bear. I like that old man Cowherd says he hates the Raiders. Yeah, Troy Gill, he's not a Raider fan. He thinks we're the bullies of the league, the bad guys, and he doesn't understand that that's really, really cool. We live rent-free in every team's mind, them waiting to see if we were going to be able to be the kind of Raider team that we've been in the past. Hopefully we will. All right, Alexa, resume. All right, that's my show. Much love. Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, woo, Space Force, for all you do. The energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice, active and veteran. Much love. I will see you again tomorrow night. Mama Bear is going to boogie and shake and smile and wave and all that stuff at all of Raider Nation as she says goodnight. Here we go. Ready? Go, Mama Bear.